Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and I welcome you to the next three-part session of Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, this time going with a Power Rangers Dino Thunder themed session, because I just did the team breakdown for these three and the rest of the Dino Thunder Rangers, so you should definitely go and check that out before continuing to watch this, just so you have a good idea about how each of the Dino Thunder Rangers work, how they should flow together, what their synergy should be like. At the very least, go and check out the main three, because that is who I will be using today. As per usual, I'm not going to let you know what the monsters or bosses are going to be in the game, but for those of you that are familiar with the saga itself and know what's available currently for Heroes of the Grid, you can probably guess who it is that I put on there. Though there are more than 2 monsters available from this particular run, so who knows which ones I'm going to use for this. However, I will tell you that I am going to be using the Mastodon Troopers, but with the Ranger Sentry cards. This was a special deck of cards that came with, I believe, an errata pack or something along that way. You can find it on Renegade's website. And basically what this is it replaces the Mastodon Trooper cards and gives you a whole new set of foot soldiers to fight, but you're using the Mastodon Trooper figures to plop them around the board. In addition to that, I am using Super Putties. Now, yes, I have used these before, but I am doing something special with them today. My friends, you will be seeing a Side B Assault Mode style game today. I figured that'd be really cool to throw it in there. And I'll explain what all that is once we get down to the table, but once we get there, understand that the board will have a red outline straight through rather than yellow. So expect that and see what kind of crazy things that's going to bring to the table as we take our 3 heroes, Connor, Kira, and Ethan, and defend the world. This is usually where I do the morphing call and then I just kind of flow into the game, but it's weird because it's this weird hand motion where they bring their elbow back and up. I don't know. They yell Dino Thunder Power Up, but then they yell Ha, and that's when they do it. Don't let it be fooled. Dino Thunder Power Up is not the morphing call. It's basically saying it's morphing time, and then the original Rangers called their dinosaurs to morph. These guys just go Ha and hit a button. Don't believe me? Here you go.
Ready! Dino Thunder, power up!
Connor, Dino Thunder Red. Ethan, Dino Thunder Blue. Kira, Dino Thunder Yellow. All right, down onto the board we are. So you may already notice things are different here. I told you we're going to do Assault Mode Side B. And so basically what that means is that Side B is the reverse side of every location. So no matter what location you have, you're always going to have 2 sides to it. The standard side, which is actually outlined in yellow, and then the Side B side. And what this does is it adds a particular ability to that wedge for your entire board. So each one of these wedges has a specific thing tied to it. And I'll go over that right now. The industrial district down here. At the start of each battle in this location, each ranger may draw 1 card and then place 1 card from their hand back on top of their deck. I'm going to do this after I have already drawn up my hand for that round. So this way I know what I have, and then I would draw, going from ranger to ranger, draw 1, and then possibly putting it back on top or a different one on top, depending on what I want to do. Over here in Angel Grove High, each ranger in this location has their maximum hand size reduced by 2. Excess cards are immediately discarded. I didn't think there was a hand limit, but I guess there was. I believe it's 7 regardless of anything. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make this for my entire hand limit. So my hand limit is right now 7. I draw up to 7 cards. If I begin a battle with 5 or more cards in my hand, or I should say 6 or more cards in my hand, I'm going to discard down to 5. So that's how I'm going to work with this one. My max hand limit is going to be 5 if I have a battle in this wedge. Moving on to the side ones, Resistance Hideout. Each time a ranger in this location uses a Zord ability, that ranger must discard the top card of their deck. So as you can see, some of these are good, some of these are bad. Most of these right now, this is a bad one, this is a bad one, this is a decent one. So that means if we go over here to the Zord Graveyard, at the start of each action phase, choose 1 random Zord card from the box and place it on this location. Once per battle, a ranger in this location may discard 1 Zord card from this location to use its ability. That's a lot of wording for something very simple. It mentioned going into the box and taking a random Zord. What I actually did was I took all of the Zords that I have currently played with on this channel. So all of the previous sessions that I've done with Power Rangers, I have gone into this deck. So there's really nothing new in this deck. There are a few that I've removed from here, but I'll explain why I did that a little bit later. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these and shuffle up. It's once per action phase, so I can do that right now. Might as well, because it's technically the beginning of the turn. But you know what? No, I'm not going to do it yet. It's got to be after the deployment phase. So once I'm done with that, I would then take the top card of here, and it would be linked to this particular wedge. If my team is here, I would then be able to use that card, and then it would get discarded. Because it's at the beginning of every action phase, at most I can see myself using 5 of these. I'm almost going to guarantee only going to use 4. But there's a lot of choices here, and it'll be interesting to see what I pull. Of course, we have our Super Putties and we have our Ranger Sentries. I believe I've used Super Putties before. I'm almost positive I've used them before. So that's why I chose them. Might as well give them a little bit of a more screen time. Plus, we're using the side beam mode. And then, of course, I've used the Mastodon Troopers. I don't think I've used the Ranger Sentries, which is a alternate deck that uses the Mastodon Trooper Mini. So it's everything Mastodon Troopers, but now you have all of the other specialty soldiers that Lord Drakon had during the Shattered Grid storyline. So that's going to be interesting to play with all these guys. I kind of want it mostly for the dinosaur theme because we are doing Dino Thunder. Speaking of which, let's head on over to the power board and I can talk to you about that. All set up and ready to go around here. 5 action tokens, as we know, our pool, or I should say our supply of energy, starting pool of 2 whenever we start a battle. We have our starting level at 0, has all 5 Dino Thunder Zords in here, so I didn't take out any of them. All 5 are shuffled in here. And then, of course, the Thundersaurus Rex Megazord underneath as the Megazord that we would pull. If you haven't any idea what I'm talking about with all that, definitely go watch the team breakdown. I go over every single one of them. Speaking of which, here's our team. I'm actually going to go with the core team this time. Kira, Ethan, and Connor. Yellow, blue, and red. It's going to be fun. The cool thing about this is that I'm not going to be using any one of the specialty tokens that I've used before in order to signify if I've used an ability, because it's once per attack you, once per attack you, beginning of turn you. So each one of their special abilities will only trigger whenever that ranger performs an action. So if Kira performs an action, that will trigger for her if it happens. If Ethan performs an action, that will perform for him. If it starts with fast and Connor chooses to go first, that will trigger here. So we got Swift Strike, any enemy card in play with fast. You may take the first turn in battle. If you do, remove 1 die from that attack. So I'd be able to bypass the fast keyword, which is awesome, but I do lose a die. Ethan, Clever Solution, once per attack. When you roll a miss, any ranger may draw 1 card. So, I mean, that's just a good draw card ability, which I would use anyway, because I often forget to draw cards in this, and I'm going to try not to do that this time. And then Pitch Perfect for Kira, once per attack. If you roll a double hit, gain 1 energy. Would love to continuously do that in order to build up our energy supply here. So, there we have it. Everything is here. Everything is on the made board. Let's start our deployment phase and get this rolling. So before I start flipping, I do want to explain what does assault mode mean. And pretty much that is flipping the center, command center side to its reverse side, which instead of it being just the normal picture, which is here it is for this particular playthrough, I'm using the center from the Beast Morphers set. This is their laboratory. I'm pretending it's the school and then the Dino Cave or whatever it was that the Dino Thunder Rangers went to during the show. You flip it over, and now you have this red circle around it with arrows pointing in. Basically what this means is any location on the board, if it hits its figure limit, so 5 figures, 6 figures, 6 figures, 5 figures, instead of proceeding clockwise around the board, those extra figures go to the center. They're invading our base. Also, whenever a monster or a boss is spawned, they also immediately go to the center base, not to any one of the sides around here. If there is ever a minion, monster, boss, whatever in the center here at the end of my turn, I immediately lose. Having a monster here is actually most beneficial because you defeat it and it makes everybody run away. So that clears that out so I wouldn't lose. But again, they will always go here. and there is no figure limit. So if I happen to have multiples already filled, they'll just keep piling in here until I go here in order to be able to clear them out. So that is what assault mode is. Assault mode is literally every enemy assaulting the center circle, trying to destroy their base, but we're not going to let that happen. All right, here we go. Let's get this rolling with our first deployment. We have, I love seeing threes. Threes coming out is so much better. 3 of the Ranger Sentries going to the Zord Graveyard. And again, I will put the Zord here once I have started up the action phase. And I love it too, because now it gives me incentive to come here in order to be able to destroy these sentries and use the Zord that has been placed in Zord Graveyard. So good, amazing. Number 2, we have, wow, I drew both of the 3 in the beginning. That's crazy. Angel Grove High, wow. Now again, this limits how many cards I can have in my hand, but I will always remember to do the draw ability. So there we go. Wonder if the next ones are going to be the 3s. Here we go. Draw number 3. 2 Super Putties at the Zord Graveyard. Well, now I'm definitely going to the Zord Graveyard. Hopefully whatever Zord I have will be useful, but hey, we'll see how it goes there. Fortunately, this is going to require 2 in order to be able to clear this out, but at the very least, I should be able to get all 4 destroyed. All right, number 4 is 2 Ranger Sentries, not Mastodon Troopers, even though that's what it says, going to the Industrial District. 1, 2. I like this one because it can kind of have me stack my deck, but there's only 2 guys here. I may just leave that, especially because the figure limit is 6. But let's see what the last draw is. And we have 2 Super Putties in the Industrial District. Ooh, maybe not. All right, so that would go here. Now remember, whenever you start a battle, the most you can ever fight at one time are 4 enemies. It would actually be to my advantage to bounce over here, take out a bunch of these guys, and then bounce over here and take out these guys. I have the amount, so it would be 1 movement, 1 battle, 1 movement, 1 battle, and then I would have 1 left over for a recharge or something along that way. So I think we are going to do that first. So let's go ahead and flip our first action token, and we will move on over to the Zord Graveyard. Now, as I said, I have my pile of Zords here, so let's see which Zord happens to be in the pile of rubble first. All right, so we got a bunch of cards here. We got a whole variety of different Zords that we can possibly choose from, and the first one that we find buried underneath it all is... Ooh, Mega V1. Exhaust this card when any ranger performs a maneuver or reaction. Gain 1 energy. That ranger may place that card on the bottom of their deck instead. Oh, nice, nice, nice. So he is actually, again, attached to this location. I'll just put him right here for right now. And then, what does it say? Well, let's go down to it, because now we're here. I'll read up a little bit closer once we get a little further in. We're going to flip the next action token in order to initiate the battle. So here we are, first fight in the Zord Graveyard. All right, so the wording exactly on this is once per battle, I can discard this card at the location to use its ability. It's basically the same thing as exhausting it, but instead of that, it's just completely removed from the game, and I'll be able to trigger whatever it says there. So there's a once per battle situation, and quite honestly, it's probably better off just to use it right now because I don't know how many times I'm going to be back to the Zord Graveyard, and this is a pretty decent one to use. So why don't we go ahead and start bringing in some characters. Why don't we do, I'm not a big fan, the Ranger Sentries are tough. So I'm going to say, why don't we do the 3 Ranger Sentries and a Super Putty. I'm going to put the Super Putty down first just because it's only 1. So we have Regrow. Deploy 1 Super Putty to this location. That would actually panic it immediately, but at least we should be able to beat it first, unless it gets moved down and guarded. Possibly one of my least favorite cards from the Super Putty deck. Here we go. Next, so 3 Ranger Sentries. First, Guard, of course. Dino Charge Gold Vanguards. Deal 1 damage to each Ranger. Increase this damage by 1 for each hit token on this card. Oh boy, oh boy. Next, we have Saber-Tooth Commandos. Deal 2 damage to 2 different Rangers twice. That's very, very Saber-Tooth Tigery. And last we have, all right, this actually is pretty good. We have a fast card right here. Pterodactyl Sniper. Roll 3 dice and deal that much damage to the ranger with the fewest cards in their hand. That'll be whoever I draw the least from the beginning of this battle. So at least this regrow move down, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat it because I got to get past the guard card first. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and start drawing some cards. I'm going to start with Connor. So we'll have Outpace. Play this card when an enemy card resolves. Reduce the damage by 1. If it's a fast card, gain 1 energy. I'll probably use that immediately. Corner Kick. After you roll, you may choose... After you roll, you may choose to deal full damage as attack to an enemy card adjacent to the target attack. This bypasses guard and could possibly get me to destroy regrow. I'm going to draw one more. Extreme Speed. Any ranger may immediately play 1 card. If it's the first attack... sweet, sweet, sweet. So now I'm going to draw 2 from Ethan. Improvise, a reaction. Man, a lot of reactions and maneuvers here. And Shield Bash. So, performs an attack, reveal a top card of that ranger's deck. If it's an attack, add 1 to that die, or 1 die to that attack. Otherwise, gain an energy. And then Shield Bash. After you perform this attack, you may discard 1 reaction card from your hand, which I do have one. Return to the hand. Maybe. I'm thinking. And then we got a Terror Scream for Kira. Again, a reaction. I'm getting a lot of reaction, maneuver. I got a lot of reaction cards here. And then we have, Flying Kick. Her kick ability. Sweet. So let me think about this, and we'll go from there. Okay, because the card is fast, that's actually perfect. Swift Striker is going to activate. So that means Connor is going to get the first turn in this battle. And he's the only one that can attack. But I can still play other cards in order to kind of switch things around. So first I'm going to play Extreme Speed. Any ranger may immediately play 1 card. If it's the first attack card played during this battle, add 1 die. So instead of me removing a die from this attack, I get to add it back in because of Extreme Speed. And I do get the first turn. To which case I would play Corner Kick. So it's still a 2 dice attack, and after rolling I can choose where I want this damage to go. And just for the heck of it, I am going to improvise as well. Play this card when enemy ranger performs an attack. I'm going to do that. Reveal the top card of that ranger's deck. If it's an attack card, add a die. Otherwise, gain an energy. So here is Connor's deck. If this is an attack, they gain a die. If it is anything else, they gain an energy. It is an attack. So now this is going to be a 3 dice attack that I can choose to spread out to either the left or right side, depending on the results. Now remember, Connor is getting the first attack here, so he can choose where his target is. I don't have to go up against the Pterodactyl Snipers. So I am targeting the Dino Charge Gold Vanguards and hoping that I get 2 or more to be able to take out actually the regrow. I want to destroy the regrow first. That's my initial goal, and whoa, I got it. Wow, all right, that's a good start. Please be able to do that more later. Do I just destroy the Dino Vanguard? Because that's 4 damage. I could destroy it and not have to worry about it, and then I could probably just beat regrow otherwise. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to change up my thing just because of the result. We're going to go ahead and do this because I only do it to, an enemy card. So I'd only be able to choose one or the other. I don't want all that damage to go to waste. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to destroy the Vanguard. So you're gone. And then these would all go to their discard piles. And because I didn't play a Kira card, I'm going to draw her. She has Harmonize. Another ranger may immediately play 1 card. After that resolves, choose 1 card from your discard pile with the same shield. That she doesn't really have anything in her discard, so we'll see what we do from there. Oh, you know what I am going to do? I'm going to activate this right now. I am going to go ahead and use it, so I'm going to discard it. So we're going to gain an energy, as you can see, very good. And then I'm going to put Improvise back into Ethan's deck. It's going to go to the bottom of the deck, but at the very least that goes there, and we have used Mega V1. Awesome. We've taken the first turn. We've done all that insanity, which is absolutely great. Now the Pterodactyl Sniper goes. Roll 3 dice, deal that much damage to the ranger with the fewest cards in their, in their deck. I thought it was in their hand. It's in their deck. Oh boy. So that's going to be either Kira or Connor right now. Oh, sweet. Okay, so the Pterodactyl Sniper only does 1 damage based off of this result. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play Connor's Outpace. So Play this card when an enemy card resolves. So this actually resolves. I should have done it beforehand, but that's okay. Reduce the damage of that card deals by 1. So regardless of anything, it would have been -1 damage before I rolled. So I think that's still fine. If that card was fast keyworded, gain 1 energy. You are fast. You do no damage. I gain an energy. Man, Connor, your speed, man, that's insane. So again, we have 1 more energy added to the pool. Wow, this is crazy. And I'm going to draw from Ethan's deck because I used one of Connor's cards. And, oh, it's his low kick. That's fun. We could probably use that for something right now. Let's send this to his graveyard, and I'm actually going to play the low kick. It's a 4-dice attack. During this attack, all double damages are resulting as 0. So unfortunately, when it comes to the dice, that's now 1, 2, 3 possible misses on a dice, because all the rest are single. But I am going to target regrow, so out of 4 dice, I only need 2 single die results. So we're going to give that a shot. The most broken attack in all video game fighting history. Yeah, whoa, whoa. See, again, I have so much extra damage and I can't do much else with it, but you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, so I've defeated regrow. I've actually forgot to put everything else on the board. So I'm going to take you away. And then we'll go ahead and put 2 here for the last one I defeated, and then this one. So we're doing pretty good so far. We only have 2 more enemies to defeat, which both have 2 health to them, and that should be not a problem, really. I'm going to go ahead and draw from Connor. I don't know if I'm going to really use it, but I have all the energy, so it's possible. I might as well start using some of these. Let's put you in his discard pile, and we'll flip this, and now the Rangers get another turn. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do Flying Kick, which is a 2-dice attack. I get to gain 1 energy. I'm going to be targeting the Sabertooth Commandos, but I'm going to first use the Terror Scream as a reaction. I'm going to pay 1 energy, so I won't gain it. Play this card when any Ranger performs an attack. Before that attack resolves, reduce the health value of the target by 2 until the end of this turn. Technically, the way that this would work is this 2 would then be reduced to 0, and the Sabertooth Commandos destroy themselves. But I'm going to do the roll anyway, just for the fun of it. This doesn't really matter what I roll. Hey, look, I did 1 damage to them, but it's reduced by 2, so now they're below 0 anyway, and thus the card is defeated. Shaboinks, you're gone, so that's another one of you off the board. And we are 1 step closer to our first Zord. Awesome, great. And like I said, I would have gained an energy, but then I immediately spent it for the Terra Scream. Cool, so we'll put these into my discard pile. Now she has some in the discard pile to use her reactions to. We will flip, and I will draw. I mean, I have 1 of each here and everything, but I think I'm going to draw from Ethan. I got a reaction. All right, cool. That's fun. So then what I'm going to do then is we're going to go ahead. We're going to use our turn right here. I'm going to go against the Pterodactyl Snipers. I'm going to do Shield Bash, which is a 3-dice attack. But before or after you perform this, oh, it's after, eh? All right, well, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to discard this from my hand. So then this will come back to my hand afterwards as a possibility of using it again. But I will spend the 1 energy that's needed. And let's roll. Will I need my additional turn to defeat this thing? Yes, I will, because I am short 1 damage. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm sorry. I thought it was 3 damage. It's 2 damage. It's exactly what I need. Awesome. Sweet. All right, cool. So that's beaten. This actually comes back to my hand. So now I have 3 cards in my hand, which is awesome. This is gone. And we'll put this right here. Awesome, sweet, amazing. Okay, cool. So we defeated the 4 enemies, which is great. We can now take these away here and add them back. I am actually not going to go back to the big board. We are going to use 1 movement immediately right now. And then we'll go from here to the industrial district. So we'll just watch that swip and swap. And guys, go! Run, 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 run. No, Ethan, get back here. Ah! All right, into the industrial district we go. Let's go ahead and flip in order to initiate the battle. I don't have 3 energy in here, unfortunately, just 2, but everyone is still very good with their energy. We're just going to do a quick draw. I'm only going to draw 1 from each of them. So I'll take Kira with Rapid Spin. We'll do Ethan with the Triceratops Shield, and then we'll have Connor with his Outpace. And now we're going to activate the ability here, which is At the start of each location, at the start of battle in this location only, each ranger may draw one card and then place one from their hand on top of their deck. So we have Harmonize and Rapid Spin for Kira. I'm going to go ahead and draw another Harmonize and just kind of put... do I want to do that? I mean, Harmonize is pretty good. You know what? No, I'm going to put Rapid Spin on top just because it's a 2 shield, and that'll help hopefully reduce any damage that possibly could come in. Ethan cards are pretty good. So what do we got here? We have Triceratops Shield Reaction. Oh, and the Thunder Max Saber. I'm actually going to leave this in my hand. I'm going to put the Triceratops Shield on top just so he can take a 3-hit, which would be awesome. I can then use the Harmonize in order for Kira in order to get something back. Oh, and see, we got this too. I should keep Extreme Speed and out. I mean, I need all of these cards in order to be able to do anything. I'm going to throw Outpace up top. I know it's a 1 shield, and I know I can gain energy from it, but if I have a fast card show up, I at least can take the first turn, continue to gain my dice, possibly, and then draw this back into my hand, and then I'll have everything. Yeah, Outpace is going to go on top. All right, so we're going to just do 2 and 2. I'm going to start with the Super Putty Patrollers, and then I'll draw the Ranger Sentries. There we go. Super Putty Patrollers, what do you got? Sha, another regrow. That stinks, so we'll have to definitely get rid of that. At least it won't panic the area, but still a thing. And Engulf, Fast Guard. I love fast cards now. They're amazing. It does drain 1 energy, but from what I'm seeing, that's not going to really be a problem. And now we'll take the Ranger Sentries here. So we got 2 of these guys. First one, I hope it's a Pterodactyl Sniper again. No, Silver Space Scout. Ooh, say that 3 times fast. During the next Ranger turn in battle, increase the energy cost of all cards by 1. Ooh, don't like that. Don't like that at all. And there we have another fast for the Pterodactyl Sniper. So, pretty low value cards here. 1 guard, so I think if I defeat that, a Thunder Max Saber should wipe everything out. So let's see how this plays out. All right, Connor is going to be taking the first turn again. He's going to have 1 less die from the attack. But what I'm going to do is I have to... Hold on. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and just do the Tyranno Staff. I'll spend an energy in order to be able to do it. This is now a 2-dice attack, but I do get a reroll. I am going to attack Engulf first just to get rid of the guard. So this way on the next turn, hopefully I can play the Thunder Max Saber and then do a lot of damage on a bunch of different things, depending on how much this Pterodactyl Sniper does. So 2 dice with a reroll. Here we go. Just need to do 2 damage. So first we did 3 damage. Okay. I'll take it. Thank you, Connor. Okay, well, that's simple enough. Well, you are gone from the whole lineup. You are removed from here as well. And over on the board, we get 1 more. So I need to just defeat 1 more guy, and then we'll actually get another Zord added to our mix here, which is very nice. All right, so that's going to go here. And now the Pterodactyl Sniper is going to go again. I'm going to roll 3 dice and then deal that much damage with the fewest cards in their deck. Let's see if this sniper is just as bad as the other one. 3. It's going to deal 3 damage to the ranger with the least amount of cards in their deck. Which unfortunately happens to be Connor, because he has 5, whereas everyone else has 6. And I already know this is a 1 shield, so there we go. And now I have to defend against 2 more damage with a corner kick, so at least that goes on to the bottom. Well, at least he only lost 1. I'm going to draw from Kira's deck here. Rapid Spin. If you roll any misses during this attack, you may immediately perform a second attack with the number of dice equal to the misses. You know what? I'm actually going to play that right now. I'm going to play that. We're going to go up against Silver Space Scout, so at least it gives me 2 attacks in order to possibly defeat it. I was thinking about doing the Thunder Max Saber, but I don't have any way of adding dice to the attack, oddly enough, because a lot of that's already in the discard pile. So we'll do a 2-dice attack against this, and then if I miss anything, then at least I'll be able to do another 2-dice attack. Before I roll that, I am just going to throw down Extreme Speed. Any ranger may immediately play. So I did this in this order. We'll say we did it. I did Extreme Speed first. Any ranger may immediately play 1 card. This is not the first attack of the battle, so this would actually go to the bottom of my deck, and Connor would just draw a replacement card. So I'll do that after I resolve Rapid Spin. All right, first attack, assuming we will have 2, we have... All right, so there you go. So my first attack, I did 1 damage to the Silver Space Scouts. Kaboom. So that's good. So now I'm going to get a second attack with the number of dice equal to the misses. So I'm going to roll this one basically again, and I will hopefully do 2 damage. Nope, I only did 1 damage. So unfortunately, that doesn't work out as well as I want it to, and then the Silver Space Scout is going to activate, and during the next Ranger turn, which is happening right now, increase the energy cost of all cards by 1. These go back to the discard, and I will draw from Mr. Ethan right here, Triceratops Shield. Okay. I forgot to draw Connor's card into my hand, Tyranno Strike. So that's the card that replaced the Extreme Speed that I had put to the bottom of the deck. All right, so I'm going to use Shield Bash, which unfortunately, because of the Silver Scouts, will cost me 2 energy in order to play. So he'll use the last one from the shared pool and then the one on his card. He is going to go ahead and do this attack. It's a 3 dice attack. I am going to target Regrow, because then on the next attack, hopefully I'm going to actually discard my Triceratops Shield reaction to bring this back to my hand in order to be able to knock out one of these 2. I might just do the Terramax Saber just to see if I can knock out both. I'll worry about that when I get to that. So let's see if we can defeat Regrow. We do defeat Regrow with 3 damage needed for a 2 health card. So this is gone. This is gone. So that's all the super putties from there. And that also means that according to our power board, all of this comes off. And we get to go ahead and reveal our first Zord, which is the Triceratops Zord. Exhaust this card when any ranger suffers damage. Reduce that damage by 2. That ranger may choose 1 card from their discard pile and place it on top of their deck. Sadly, we won't get to use this round, but at least now we have it. So that's cool. All right, so these go to the discard pile. No, I'm sorry. The Triceratops Shield goes to the discard pile. Shield Bash goes back to my hand. I'm actually not going to draw a card for anybody this turn because I have 2 turns left in order to be able to defeat these 2 cards. I will use an energy for the Thundermax Saber. I don't have any way of adding dice to the attack, which stinks because I would have gained an additional dice just for the heck of it. But I will spend the 1 energy. We'll spend it on Connor, actually. And it's pretty much just a 2 dice attack. If I manage to roll 3, I have defeated everything. But, I mean, maybe, possibly. That was 2. All right, so I did 2 damage. What do I want to knock down? I'm going to go ahead and just destroy the pterodactyl snipers here. So this way you're gone. And I can add 1 to the board. Oh, I never actually set up a leader for this round. That's okay. We'll just make Connor the leader just for the heck of it. It didn't really matter, as you can tell. So bolt damage went to this. Wish I had those extra dice in order to be able, maybe possibly defeat these guys. But I am going to draw 1 more card from Kira's deck. Rapid Spin. Okay. So then I might as well just play that in order to defeat this guy on this turn. So yeah, sure, why not? Let's just clear out the board. Any experience we can have in order to defeat jeez, of course you would be the one that would roll 3 damage that I would need, but hey, whatever, that's fine. No misses also, so no rerolls. What's also good is that Kira was the one that rolled the double hit, so a energy does go back to the pool here, so now one of the boys can absorb that at the end of the fight. So with that done, this guy is gone, so we'll do this. We'll take you off of the board, and I'll put a hit token here in order to have 2 experience as we go towards our second Zord. So that is awesome. All right, so that's pretty much it here. Let's head back to the big board. I'll probably do a recharge, and then we will set up for the next deployment. So here's the thing. What I actually am going to do is I'm going to use my last action here. I'm going to flip it, and I'm actually going to move back to the center. Now, nothing is going to happen. I don't get any recharges or any type of power-up or any type of special ability whatsoever. I am strictly here. The reason I am doing this is because when I release the monster in the next round, which is going to happen through the deployment phase, the monster is immediately going to spawn here in the middle. Now, that doesn't mean that other foot soldiers are going to start populating around here, but I'd rather not have to use the movement to get in at the beginning of the round. I'd rather just use it now because I have it, and then I can recharge at the beginning of the round and fight whoever happens to show up here. Speaking of which, let's go for that deployment and see who spawns. All right, here we go. First is 2 super putties at the Resistance hideout. All right, so we can go 1, 2 right here. I feel like things are going to get a little bit more spread out, and we have to really consider what we want to do in terms of, like, after the battle with the monster, where we want to go in order to clear out space. Next deployment is 2 of the Ranger sentries at the Industrial District. See, what'd I tell you? Got a little bit of everybody all around. Not fun. Next. All right, so here's how it works. The monster we have is... Ooh, Elsa.
Aren't you a little old for this, Tommy?
I may be old, but I can still pull it off.
For those that may remember, Dino Thunder, Elsa was the principal of the school that the Dino Thunder Rangers attended, and she was also one of Mesagod's high lieutenants. So she is one of the enemies that you'll be able to fight here. I forgot exactly where you can find her within the game, but here's the set up on the screen right now that you can find her. I'm pretty sure she's packaged with Mesagog and Zeltrax, if I'm not mistaken, who is also part of the main 3 big bad guys for Dino Thunder. So the way this is going to work is that Elsa and the 3 Super Putties are going to go to the command center. They're not going to the Resistance hideout. It's always the monster and whatever minions come with it. Good thing and bad thing, because at least it's only 3. It's the 3 cards, so we don't have to worry about coming anywhere. Bad news is we got her and 3 foot soldiers to contest with. This is going to get so crowded, so she'll go here. And 1, oh boy, we have all of the thingies here and everything. I'm gonna move the. We know we have 4 of these life tokens that we still have options for. They didn't go away. I still have them. It's getting very crowded here at base apparently. All right, so you're good. You can go back out. So now foot soldiers are going to continue to spawn around the board. 1 sentry at Angel Grove High. Why not? At least that gives me an idea where I want to go next, just to clear out that area. And finally, we have 1 at the Industrial District. All right, so that was a good ending to this. So 1 Super Putty right here. All right, let's go ahead and figure out what we want to do, if it's not obvious already, and go ahead and do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to double recharge. I know that may not seem like the smartest move. Connor did absorb an energy at the end of the last battle, and because I'm doing a double recharge, you know everyone's going to do it. The first recharge would be Kira and Ethan. The second recharge is going to be Ethan and Connor. Doing this twice for Ethan will put exactly the amount of cards he needs in order to become basically refreshed, and then Kira and Connor will be able to get some decent stuff back into their deck. As showing with Kira, there's our 6 shields there. Great cards. Love these things. Some energy production, and then rapid spin has been very helpful so far. Again, needing Connor's speed is definitely the way to go with it. So all of this outpace extreme speed. And of course, corner kick is a 3 shield for defense or a decent attack card to get past some guard. I miscounted. I thought Ethan had 12 shields worth of cards in his deck. It's only 9. So really, he only got 3 shields worth of recovery from the second recharge. But I'd rather him have everything in it because he's our defender right now. And I think this will work out better in the long run. So he's fully powered up.